Welcome to Life in Japan podcast. I know it's been a good minute since we released an episode for you guys. The last one was supposed to be on Osaka versus Tokyo, but today we have a very special guest and someone who I have a lot of respect for personally, a very good friend of mine, as well as someone who has very good experience here in Tokyo. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. So could you please tell us your background? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Natsumi. I was born and raised in the Tokyo area, and I used to be an elementary school teacher for several years. And now I work as a life coach and a Japanese teacher for foreigners of the world.
That is awesome. So you do so many different things.
Yeah.
And I've known you for a very good while now. So in terms of like teaching and being a life coach, how has that been for you overall so far? Is that something that you enjoy doing?
Yeah, I enjoy it very much. Sometimes it's really hard. I feel hard and stressed, but at the same time, it's so challenging and rewarding.
That's really cool. It's
Yeah.
really awesome. So thank you so much for telling us about that. So like how long, what's your story? Like how long have you been living in Tokyo?
So
Overall.
since I was born, so here for about 30 years.
Oh, yeah, she's about the same age as me. So pretty much, so you've been here almost your whole entire life. Wow, that's really cool. There you go. So I have a question, right? So being is that you're from Tokyo, you've been living in Tokyo your whole entire life, you know most of Tokyo, I'd say for the most part, yeah.
It's
I think so.
really big.
Yeah. How have you ever been to any other countries? Like, have you ever tried living anywhere else?
Yeah, just one time to Helsinki, Finland. I started education there as an exchange student. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you probably got the chance to meet like a lot of interesting people when you were in
Yeah,
Poland too,
that's right, that's right. I could see a lot of many Polish students who are interested in education, which was so inspiring and eye-opening for me. That's great.
I think traveling abroad is honestly one of the best things that anyone can really do, because everyone really feels real comfortable sort of just like, growing up and just sort of moving around in the place that they're familiar with people that they always see.
Yeah.
And then when you sort of get that chance to go out and to really see the world, I think it really enriches your overall life experience. What do you think?
Truly. I agree.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome. So, so that's really cool. So, what do you think about? So I know there's many Japanese people now probably living in Japan that are thinking about, going to another country. What thoughts do you have for Japanese people who are thinking about going somewhere else to visit or to live, or how would you be able to explain that to them in Japanese? Like, what are some positive things that can come from it?
Okay, so in Japanese?
Yeah, sure.
日本語で話します。So the question was like other places or like Japanese film?
Anything.
Anything.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
東京で言えば結構外国人の方がたくさん訪れているのを、東京の人たちもみんな分かっていると思うし、それはありがたいし嬉しいことだと思っています。たまにね、ニュースだったりで良くない事件が起きましたとか、そういうことがあるかもしれないけど、でもみんな日本が大好きで来てくれてるっていうのを嬉しく思っていると思います。
It's awesome. And listen, I'm American. I can get the gist of what she said. So, if you want me to translate into English, it'll probably be a little bit difficult. I'm not even gonna even act like I can just give you guys a straight translation. And that's why she's here. So, it's really awesome now that there's so many people coming into the country, and overall, like the whole entire scape of what Japan is like now has definitely changed from even what my vision of what it was even years ago. Like when I first started coming like here to visit, like just coming to Japan and just experiencing the culture. I came as a jiu-jitsu competitor. Many of you guys know that. You know that I compete in jiu-jitsu. Some of you guys know me as Rashid Matthews Hall. I've traveled throughout Canada, competed all over the Eastern Seaboard. When I first came here, like my whole entire vision of what the country was to what I literally saw was completely different. And even comparing it back then to what you see right now, it's literally like almost night and day in terms of difference. So I have a question for you, right, that I think probably you'll be able to understand and you'll be able to sort of give a good input on this is, from your experience, how do you feel like Japan is changing? Do you feel like Japan is changing?
Yes, I do. I feel that Japan is changing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In what ways?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the politicians in Japan tend to favor elder people, and because of that, other young generations have so much frustration with it. And so this is the background. And this past July, there was a big election, and thanks to social media, there was a big discussion in social media, and so the ratio of the vote was going up.
Yeah, that was interesting. So like I know a lot of people maybe online, especially people that don't live in Japan, like they don't really know what's happening, but like a lot of people see things on Instagram and on TikTok, so they don't really know what's really taking place, right? Do you feel like social media is good in terms of getting the younger people in Japan especially more engaged in their country?
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, but we need to be careful about using it, because the more information you get, it's likely to get more like trapped.
See, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
More information is good. Let's get doubtful. We need to pay attention.
Right, and sort of be like more careful in that sense. That's really interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good thought. So you know what? I like what you said in terms of really being very mindful of in general what we expose ourselves to, because it's very easy to get sort of drawn into more the negative side when it comes to social media, because that's predominantly what we see on a lot of different platforms. There's not, especially now, when we look at like maybe X or YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, it's very difficult to find like non-biased platforms.
Exactly.
Where it's just it's you can sort of be neutral and you can sort of like gain information from each side. It's okay. All right, this side is one side is extremely nationalist, or we want it this way, and it just sort of stem down from what's happening over on our side of the world to where now people sort of see the effects of it and how it sort of trickles down over time. So it's really interesting. All right, so moving along, you are someone who I respect very greatly because of your background. What has your networking experience been like in terms of reaching out to people and learning from different people, in terms of being a life coach and an educator here in Japan?
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so honestly, I haven't focused too much on networking. But instead, I try always to connect people in front of me from the deeper side. So yeah, other time in teacher as a teacher, I also try to understand children and their parents. So that's how it works.
That's cool. Yeah. I like that about you, and I feel like that's one of the things that makes Japan so special is that, it doesn't matter what people do in terms of work, they're very sensitive in terms of nurturing and thinking about other people's feelings and their thoughts and not sort of imposing on others. And it's a culture that we honestly, we really don't have it so much in the West. It's more direct, but in Japan, there's always that sense of thoughtfulness, I think, and that's something that's very important. And even from your perspective, I think networking is very important for you right now. Not in a sense of, really just trying to just gain and just obviously just improve yourself financially. Naturally, there's so many things you do now that you want to be compensated for because you are technically working and it takes time. But in a sense, you're sort of building the community more and, making it not only better for yourself, but, for your children and for other generations as well too in Japan. I think that's really cool. So thank you so much for that. That's really nice. Now, I have sort of not really so much of a personal question, but one that I think sort of touches on more of, how you view yourself from a personal side. So if you could go back in time, right? And if you could talk to yourself, from many years ago, from now, it doesn't matter how long, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Okay, so maybe two advices. One, to my younger myself in 20s, my advice is gonna be to meet a lot of people who I love and to broaden my horizons.
I see. Yeah, that's big, man.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
More, yeah.
That's awesome.
I tried
Yeah.
my best, I guess, but
Yeah.
I could do more. So that
Yeah.
would be my first advice. And
Yeah.
the second is to myself in kindergarten, maybe. So
Speaking of kindergarten.
nice timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that the kids
Yeah.
pursuing what they love, what they want to do. I wanted to pursue as well, like things I love, maybe artworks or singing or drawing or anything what I really love. So maybe future more time on those kind of activities. That would be my second
That's so
advice.
cool. I really like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think a lot of children, especially in Japan now, they don't really get the chance to express themselves, right? 'Cause even look at these kids running right now, like they're definitely expressing themselves for sure.
Yeah.
But more like in the context of school, because obviously like I've seen it a lot, I know you've seen it a lot. It's a lot more rigid. Rigid meaning like the structure is not really flexible in terms of what children essentially must focus on, and there's a lot of pressure involved. So for example, they have to abide by certain rules. The rules are fine. Like if you come here and if you see like the rules that they must abide by in terms of the educational system, it's all essentially about maintaining serenity. And they learn that, from a very young age, and it carries through, even towards their working careers, as you guys can see. So that's why it's so important. But in terms of, taking care of oneself, which honestly, I know for a lot of us, we don't really focus on it. Our mental and emotional health and our stress level. These are things that we have to take into consideration.
Yeah.
So, essentially for them, it's like, okay, they come up through school, they have exams, sports day.
Yeah.
There's so many things that they have to think about, that they're sort of programmed into it. So I'm really happy that you have, an open mindset. And, I think that for sure what we're seeing now is going to be very positive in terms of change. Would you like to sort of explain your feelings in Japanese?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, そうですね。日本の教育って結構いいって思うんですけど、と同時にやっぱりこう早く自立せよとか早くできるようになれとかっていうプレッシャーも結構大きくて、子供たちが自分の好きなこととか、ワクワクすることを本気で楽しめる時間がすごく少なくなってきてるかなっていうのを感じるから、まあそれを私が子供の時代もそうだったから、私の子供の時代にアドバイスするとしたらそうだし、これからの時代の子供たちにものびのび育ってほしいなって思います。
That's awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And sort of in a way, you guys can sort of really just see like how the mindset shift is so important, right? In terms of like what the old system is, and in a lot of places opposite, because Japan has a lot of history, and in places where the history is so deep, sometimes it's so hard to make a big change, right? Thank you so much. So we're going to get to a very important topic, and I think this one is going to be very important, today, and it's probably going to be the I wouldn't say the most controversial topic, but definitely something that is it might ruffle a few feathers, and it may not. You might click off of this video, hit the like button, hit the like button, okay? Be nice, subscribe, drop those comments in the comment section. Yeah, yes, you. I'm looking at you. Okay, so question time. So right now, obviously, tourism within the last several years has just boomed.
Yeah.
All over the place. I was literally just in Nagoya last week. I saw so many foreign tourists, coming in. Some are like heading up north, they're heading, towards Osaka, all over the place. There's so many people coming in, Japanese tourist workers. Taihen, Kyoto, Nagoya.
Yeah.
So it's a huge phenomenon, right? But that's great. So this is very important, and for those of you guys that are thinking about coming to Japan, like with this whole entire channel, I don't want to glamorize certain things and and show you the 15 million ways you can eat sushi. It's like this is just not this kind of platform, right? I'm not one of those TikTok guys. I'm not. So, and this is just sort of in my way, sort of making it very realistic and approachable for you, so that way when you come, you can enjoy your experience, and most importantly, you don't offend anybody. Okay, so for our tourist friends, and not just tourists, but people who want to become, let's say, foreign residents, who want to come here, work, get visas, maybe get married. I'm not married. Do something. I'm funny. I'm sorry. I just can't help it. People who want to do something interesting, right? What are some important things, advice or anything that they can sort of focus on when they come to Japan? What should they do in order to make themselves have a good time? What are some good advice for foreigners who want to come to Japan?
All right. So next question. So first of all, thank you so much for interest in Japan. I appreciate it. Just so great. Yeah, it's like a miracle. We can connect in that way. And yeah, so maybe the first advice is going to be the language. Because the Japanese people can't speak English so well, or they are not feel comfortable about speaking it. So it's a good idea to learn Japanese words or phrases a little bit is fine, so beforehand. That would be a great idea. Yeah, and also Japanese people cherish the manners or etiquette. So you can get many information in the internet about etiquette and mannerisms about Japan. So you can learn before you come to Japan. That will definitely help you.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That is very important. So
Yeah,
for
important.
those of you guys that are coming here, you make sure you listen to that very carefully. Understand what to do, what not to do before you get here, and you can avoid a lot of, potentially unpleasant situations. That's just something to think about.
Yeah.
So,
You can connect with locals.
yes, and if you can, try your best to learn the language. It's super, super important.
Yeah.
It's super, super important.
That's helpful.
All right, so we'll be wrapping up very soon, but overall, because this is so much good information, I think, and I think a lot of people are going to find, this content very useful, and hopefully, for sure, we're going to try to get Natsumi back on the channel again, for another little snippet of the episode. So, do you have any last thoughts or messages for the viewers? And also, where can we find you on social media?
Okay, so for the last, so thank you so much for having me to share my thoughts and my stories. And so I hope my story inspires someone who wants to come to Japan. And you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you're interested, please reach me out.
Thank you so much. So, guys, we're going to be posting, her content. All of her stuff is going to be in the description. So she has a link tree that's going to be literally at the bottom of this video. Go to the bottom of this
I
video.
wanted to do this.
Go to the bottom of the video. Please click in the description and check her out. She literally has so much good content, especially on her Instagram page. I love your Instagram.
Thank you.
There's so many cool things, a lot of good pictures, including music as well. She's very talented. I think you play the guitar too as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. So
Classical guitar.
guitar playing, you can't go wrong. I can't play guitar. I can play Guitar Hero. Alright, so but yeah, so go definitely check that out. And she has a lot of good information, and also she's a very good Japanese instructor. You can find her on Preply. All the stuff is underneath there to her YouTube channel. She has a lot of content where you can learn some really important Japanese, especially if you're a beginner. You're going to find her shorts and her videos very useful for you. So that's something that you definitely want to look at for sure. And she's also on TikTok. All right, so go ahead, click on that description. If you're brand new, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely share this video because it'll be an important video, I believe, to someone. Okay?
Yeah.
We appreciate that on this podcast channel. So definitely, so I am very, very grateful to you. So thank you so much for for taking time out of your schedule. It's crazy humid weather. You will literally melt if you don't have an umbrella. We're under an umbrella right now. If this umbrella wasn't here, we just died.
We're gone.
But please, once again, thank you guys so much, and we appreciate you for sure. All right, as per usual, you guys know this is Life in Japan podcast, and we're out. Take care. See you soon.